welcome to my channel. My name is Mia, and today I have Eleanor and Park by Rowell for review for you guys. I picked up this book for the Anti-Bully Reads Readathon. This book is about a romance relationship between Eleanor and Park. They are in high school and is based on a 1-year period of time in the 80s. So let's start talking about Eleanor first. Eleanor is a girl who comes from a very dysfunctional, very aggressive home environment. She lives with all of her siblings, which are quite a few. I can't remember how many brothers and sisters are now, but I think there are a total of 5. Maybe wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure there are about 5. Her mom and her stepfather. Now, all the siblings, let's say 5, okay? Her 5 siblings and her shared this very small bedroom. More of her brothers and sisters have to sleep on the floor, and there is no bathroom door in the bathroom, and it's just a very, very aggressive and negative home environment. Her stepfather is an alcoholic and tends to love to beat up her mom. So there's a lot of domestic abuse, child abuse, discrimination, oh my gosh, bullying. There is so much going on in this story. A year prior to the beginning of the story, Eleanor had been sent to live with one of their neighbors. They used to live elsewhere, then they moved into the same town where Park lives, and since they moved, her mom went and got her so that she could come and join the family once again. In this town, she is to start school. She doesn't know anybody, she doesn't have any friends, and she is quite a peculiar girl. She dresses very differently from everybody else. She's also a heavier set girl. She has red hair, and due to this, people pick on her quite a lot, especially the popular kids. And there's this very disturbing, very dirty and nasty sexual comments on her notebooks. And all of these things are happening at once. She is basically unable to make friends at the beginning of the story due to all of these things going on. Then she very slowly but surely develops a romance relationship with Park. That was the most adorable thing ever. They're basically on the bus to school, and at first Park does not have a good impression of her, and quite frankly neither does she of Park. And little by little they start to connect, and before you know it, then they're already dating and they're in a relationship. The relationship aspect of the book was my favorite thing of the book, or one of my favorite things of this book. I just loved how innocent it was in a way, and how just slow cooked kind of love it was. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but it was just beautiful. It was one of those love stories that I, as a grown-up, read, and I couldn't help myself to just every time I switched the page, because it was just so sweet and so tender and so just adorable and romantic and cute, and I loved it. I loved Park's family. That was the complete opposite of Eleanor's family. That was a well-established, based on love family, and I absolutely loved him, and his family were my favorite characters on the book. The other thing I absolutely love about this book was all of the pop culture references about music, movies, comics. It was fantastic, and I loved the fact that it had all of that in here because I love hearing about pop culture references, and I thought the ones this book had were great. Now, the things that I didn't like about this story, I loved most of the story. My favorite things being the romance, the pop culture references. However, I hated the ending. I was not satisfied with the ending. I felt that the author wanted to have all these very strong, very important topics, and that was great. I was very glad that she had touched on all of these very important subjects and brought attention to all of these things that were typical during that time, and that some of them unfortunately still happen to this day. However, I felt the book should have been longer. There should have been more of a conclusive ending to the story. I felt the ending was rushed, and I felt that it didn't satisfy me at all. I was not pleased with the ending. Even if the base of the ending was the same, I wish it would have been done differently. I wish I would have gotten to know what happened with some characters that were just kind of like vanished in midair, and I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what the outcome was of all of the things that we went through the story. Then you left me hanging. So that was the one thing I didn't like. I really did not like that. It just left me really wanting some closure. And it just dropped. I felt that it just gave up on the story. That's how I felt about the ending, and it was unsatisfactory to me. So I personally didn't like the ending, which is why I gave it 4 stars for a minute there. I was really hesitant on what rating to give it because I was so upset about the ending that I was actually considering giving it 3 stars. The reason why I decided to give it 4 stars was because I did enjoy most of the story. I did love the romance, which was the largest part of the story. And I did love all the references, which were continuous throughout the story. I liked the important topics that the book discussed, but I think that it could have explored more on certain topics. And I also feel that it could have done a better job with the ending. Will I read other works by the writer? Yes, I would love to read more works by Rowell. I feel that a lot of her works are very talked about, and I would love to read them. Was this particular one hyped a bit too much in my opinion? Perhaps so, just because, like I said, I didn't feel satisfied with the ending. It was such a good build-up and it had me so invested, and I was just so emotionally attached to the characters. More Park and his family than Eleanor, to be honest. There was just something about Eleanor that I was not a big fan of, and as the story got closer to the ending, that's when I started to really realize that there were just some things about her personality that I was not a huge fan of. Overall, I did enjoy the story. Would I recommend people to read it? Yes, I think every book deserves a chance, and the fact that I didn't love the ending doesn't mean that you won't. I mean, most people absolutely adore everything about this book, and I did enjoy it, just not the ending. I wish it had a different ending. It left me fantasizing and thinking of a different ending. But I won't rant anymore about the ending of this book because I feel that I've said enough. This is my book review for Eleanor and Park, an overall of 4 stars. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very, very soon on another one. Bye!